I'm Miranda, the youth librarian, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make these really cool leaf garlands. So I have one pre-made because, as you can see, I put a little bit of effort into getting these all nicely colored and everything, so that took a little bit of more time than I wanted to put into the video. But I'm going to show you how to make the leaves, and then what you do with them will kind of be up to you. So this is one of those projects where you can do a lot of different things a lot of different ways. The stuff that I have here will not all be used tonight, but it is stuff that you can use if you want to. I only use markers on my leaves, for example, on white paper. But you could also use colored paper, which you see here. Or you can use paint instead. You can use tempera, you can use acrylic, you can use watercolor. Like, there are so many different options of how you can decorate these leaves. It's entirely up to you. Okay. I did decorate my leaves after I had already folded them into leaves. As we're folding, I'll talk about different times in the different points in the project where you can decorate, because you don't have to wait until they're already leaves. So here's what you need. Here are the things that you absolutely 100% need no matter what. You need a piece of paper and you need a stapler. Actually, you technically don't even need that. You could use glue instead if you really wanted to. So paper and string. And then something to attach the string to your leaves. So whether you use tape or you use a hole punch, or like, again, you have glue if you wanted to do hot glue. You have a lot of different options. So for your paper, for your leaves, as you can see, I got a little bit fancy here, and I realized after I'd already done it that I didn't have to do things this way. I made it so much harder on myself. So I actually printed out rectangles of varying sizes because I wanted to see what the different leaf sizes look like. So you can see on my garland here, I've got small leaves, and then I've got leaves that are slightly larger, and then I have leaves that are much bigger. So the small leaves are this little wallet-sized square rectangle. And then the medium-sized leaves are these rectangles right here, and then the large leaves are these rectangles right here. So you do not have to print out rectangles. It's not necessary. You don't have to do it. All you have to do, and this will make your leaves slightly different looking maybe, but that's okay. All you have to do is just fold your paper in half. So that's what we're going to do here. And then I think my yellow leaf that I'm making here, I'm going to make it a big leaf. So fold in half. Make sure your crease is nice and sharp. You can use your nails, or you can use the edge of your scissors or whatever works. But once it's nice and sharp, you shouldn't even need scissors for this part. You should just be able to tear down the middle of your paper. Like so. Okay, so here's the start of our leaf. For the first part, we're just going to fold over a few times. Over and over and over again. So, fold. And then these creases don't have to be sharp, but it does help with the folding later if they are. And then we're going to fold again. And then one more time. What I found is no matter what size leaf you make, 3 folds is usually about all you can do, especially if you're using a hole punch. If you're not using a hole punch, especially with the bigger leaves, I could probably get away with 1 more fold over. But I do want to use my hole punch for this one, so I'm just going to do the 3 folds. Okay, so while it's all nice and folded, we're going to go ahead and punch a hole pretty close to the top here. Like so. It's almost too close to the top. Okay. Then we're going to unfold and unfold again till we've got the paper at half size. So, you know, we've got 1 more, but we only want half. now you're going to do the design for your leaf. If you want to, you can sketch it out in advance. Let me get these markers out of the way. They keep trying to roll around. I think my table is slightly lopsided. Okay, so you do not want, well, that's not true. You can cut from this edge. It really doesn't matter which edge you start from. But if you want a wider leaf, you want to cut from the edge that's open. Okay, I found, and again, it just kind of depends on how you're going to cut it, but it's all up to you. Play around with it. See what happens when you do it different ways. So I usually kind of start towards the bottom. And then you can make points if you want to. Or you can make curves. It's all up to you and how you want your leaf to look. Okay. So once you have your leaf design cut out, then you open it up completely. And now we're going to do accordion folds. Because we've already got these nice crisp lines, it's going to make the accordion folds a lot easier, even though some of the lines are going to have to fold back on themselves. So like you can see, this one folds this way, but I'm going to have to fold it back the other way here in a second. So fold, and then fold, and then fold, all the way to the end. This last fold isn't, there we go. Okay. And once you have it accordion folded, you're going to take your stapler or whatever you're using. If you want to put a little bit of glue in there instead, it's entirely up to you. You're going to staple pretty much as close to your hole punch as you can. Again, if you're using a hole punch, you may not be. And then just very carefully kind of open up your leaf. You can press down some of the creases if you want to. Oh, and I forgot to talk about it. So what you can do is before you actually do your accordion folds and before you staple it closed, you can do your decoration on your leaf then. If you do it then you don't have to worry about your folds or anything getting in the way while you're doing your decoration. If you're just going to color in the edges with markers, kind of like what I did here, then it doesn't really matter. You can go ahead and fold it and staple it and then do your markering afterwards. So let me show you. So when I pull this up, all of my leaves hang basically evenly. You can see they do have a little bit of a tilt to them because of how I strung them up, and I'll show you how I did that in just a second. So of course I can go like this and they don't move. I can go like this and they don't move. They stay pretty much in the same spot, which is nice, especially if you're making a garland. This would also kind of make, you know, a cute necklace. Yay! So, what you do for that, let me get out some string. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to get it from this angle if I can. So you just thread through. And if you're making a whole garland, this leaf, of course, will be the leaf that's all the way at one end. So keep that in mind. Make sure you give yourself, however many leaves you've made, make sure you give yourself enough room. I almost didn't do that when I made this garland over here. I almost ran out of string. So you thread it through once, and then you're going to go up and around, and then thread it through again. Just like that. And then I'm going to do it one, oops, sorry, I keep forgetting that my camera person can't get that much closer to the table. So I'm going to go through one more time. And that's usually enough, but it just kind of depends on how thin your string is, for one thing, and how sturdy you want that to be. And you can see it does tend to kind of lean to the side, which I imagine if you adjusted your strings the right way, you might be able to fix if you played with it. But you know, that's not bad. So there you have it. I think the really cool part about this project is that you can get so creative with your different leaf designs, and with your different, the way you choose to color it and how you choose to color it, paint, markers. I even thought about, although I decided I didn't want to get this messy for this project, I even thought about doing glitter and adding, you could do like a Mod Podge paint and then sprinkle glitter on top. You could, so many different things that you can do with this project. There are so many options. My only disappointment is that you can't get more folds. But again, you can if you're not doing the hole punching. Or if you have a really heavy duty hole puncher. But if you did glue or something instead, then I'd say, or even if you just folded and then stapled and then hung the string with glue or tape, you might be able to get more folds in there. And then that way you could really accordion your leaf out bigger. At least I think you could. But yeah, lots of different options with this one. So please feel free to make your own leaves at home and tell me all the different supplies and things that you use to make yours. I'd love to see all the different varieties that y'all make. So I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, before I forget, please don't forget we have our November craft kits ready to go. This is the first week of our Autumn Fun craft kit. There's lots of cool like 3D paper things, and I think there's actually like a leaf mobile made out of paper, and lots of different like brain teasers and word puzzles and all kinds of cool stuff that's going on in this one. So super excited about that. And let's see, we do have some changes to our video lineup, so keep an eye on our Facebook page for that. I think Sarah will be announcing the new things that are coming shortly. And yeah, I think that's everything for this time. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope y'all have a good day.